All right, greetings everyone. The name of our consulting firm is Pro IT Solution. Okay. I am Shandon Crawford, professional MBA student from Jacksonville, Florida, and I serve as a project manager. My job entails that I provide leadership through means of overseeing the project objectives, strategic planning, and analyzing the project.
I am Anthony Eaton, a graduating professional MBA student from Raleigh, North Carolina, and I serve as the co-project manager, ensuring that our systems are running effectively for the client and making sure that we come up with the best solutions and ensuring that everything is met with the project manager.
Greetings everyone, I am Janae Davis, a fifth-year professional MBA student from Chicago, Illinois, and I serve as a system analyst. And my job is to make sure that the study the problems and issues of the organization in order to ensure that things go well with the organization.
Good evening, I am Adrian Goodman, a one-year MBA student from Miami, Florida, and I serve as the systems engineer, and my job consists of system documentation, installing software and hardware, and also keeping up with the technology trends and new technologies that come to market so that our system remains up to date.
I am John Tay Hatcher, a one-year MBA candidate from Main City, Florida.
And I am Ayo, which is a one-year MBA student from Atlanta, Georgia.
And me and Ayo serve as the technicians for Pro IT Solutions, and we assist those users of the system they may have problems with their hardware, software, network, any technical difficulty they may be having. We are there to diagnose those problems in the system in any form or fashion.
Greetings, I am Jane Okoye, one-year MBA student from West Africa, Nigeria, and I'm served as program designer. My job includes development, implementing, and documenting all the programs and the process of making sure that the Pro IT meet their standards, minimum standards.
So our presentation tonight will introduce the project that we selected for. So we'll introduce the project that we selected for this semester and then go into the system development lifecycle and the processes thereof. Then we'll finally demonstrate our solutions that we discovered for our project and entertain any questions that you all have regarding our project.
To introduce and discuss the course objectives, Pro IT Solutions plans to assist the accounting department with implementing an electronic system that will give access to curriculum and licensure information for faculty as well as students. We plan to do this by researching the current infrastructure to see how we can address these objectives to enable the students and faculty to access the system, as well as create a set of procedures and policies that we can implement in order to address the aforementioned objectives.
System development lifecycle. There are 6 steps, but we concentrated in 5 steps. The first step we took was project identification and selection. Again, I am Jane Okoye, system development, system lifecycle. There are 6 processes, but we concentrated in the first 5. The first step we took was project identification and selection. In there, we identified the problem at hand, and then those needs into and put those needs into schedule. The second step we took was project planning and project identification and initiation and planning. This is a preliminary investigation of the problem at hand, and we produce a specific plan for the proposed project. The third step we took was analysis. This we analyze and determine the system requirements. And the first step we took was designing. We designed the new project into logic and then put it into physical specification. And finally, the final step we took was implementing it. We turned the system specification into working system that is tested and then put it into use. The step 1, project identification and selection. What we do, we use 3 steps. And the first thing we do, we identify the potential development project. We look into the SBI, all the problems that you're facing it. And the second step we took, we classify it and rank the project. We came up to three problems that is facing the SBI. And the third step we used was selecting the project and put it into, and select the project for development. which is the certification tracking system, CTS.
Once again, I am Adrian Goodman, and for identification, our company's main focus was on the issue at hand, that students are unaware of the credentials that are available to them, and the challenges that we expected to come across was that the insufficient courses available to students, the incohesive curriculum track for students. This is basically the students that are seeking to be licensed or certified, that there is no set track within SBI that caters to those individuals that would like to be able to sit, for example, the CPA exam. Also, the unawareness of these credentials available to them and the expectations of those credentials. Currently, after doing further research, there is no current infrastructure implemented right now. And as you can see, some of the challenges that we had, it actually does exist. And also, students take needed credentialing courses when available. So you may need, for example, 80 accounting hours, but if it's only classes here that only allow you to go to 67, you're not able to take those required courses and able to sit for the CPA. And also, faculty and alumni are unavailable to assist these students that aspire to be licensed or certified.
Once again, I am Jonte Hatchett. Due to the current infrastructure system, we came up with our project of credentialing of SBI students. What we want to do is we want to make students first aware of those credentials out there that they may want to seek. We also want to make them aware of the requirements for those credentials. And then we want to make sure they're eligible in case they do want to seek sitting, say for the CPA exam. We want to make sure they're eligible to actually sit and have enough courses to take the course in their course load that they'll be able to sit at the end. So the SBI can continue to produce graduates, to excel as future leaders in the world. Our clients are Dr. Aretha Hill, Associate Professor, and the Accounting and Finance Department. The purpose of this enhanced system is to increase accessibility of credentialing information. We want to put our students in the best tip-top shape so they can know where they are, so they actually know the information, and to actually get this information. We want to increase awareness of professional standards. That goes hand in hand with the last bullet point I just said. We want to put students in the best position where they can actually know these standards and know these requirements, actually be aware. And so we just want to bring awareness to them. Then we want to make it easy. We don't want students to have difficulty actually finding these requirements, actually have difficulty actually knowing what to do, how to do it, actually knowing what credentials, what are they, having to go seek professors if they don't have to. We want to make it easy and as smoothly as possible for students. And this leads into the initiation and the planning for a project. Initiation, basically activities that's going to get us ready for planning. And planning, we're going to make decisive and concrete decisions for our plan.
So to begin project initiation and planning, again, I am Anthony Zeton. We start with the baseline project plan, also known as the BPP. This report contains all of the information needed to come up with a solution for our client. We also, in this step, will determine whether we should accept, redirect, or cancel the project, which basically comes from our research and the information that we're able to gather. And it also gives an estimate of the project scope and the benefits that our client can realize based on the solutions that we decide to implement. So the BPP report begins with an introduction that summarizes the needs of the system, what the current infrastructure of the system is, and basically what benefits can be realized as a result of our recommendation. The recommendation is also included in the introduction and leads into the solution that we have for the client. In the second step, we have the system description, which describes the current infrastructure and the proposed infrastructure that will be implemented to increase and enhance the system.
Greetings again, I am Janae Davis. The third component is the feasibility assessment, which addresses the economic analysis. We weren't able to go into much depth with that because for the cost-benefit analysis, there was no cost identified as well as no budget. For the technical analysis, it involves a technical risk, and we as a group decided that there would be little to no technical risk involved with the system. The operational analysis that addresses the benefit of the day-to-day the benefit of the implementation for the day-to-day for the organization. And we decided that that would be increased communication and awareness among the student body. Legal and contractual analysis involves the copyright information, and the information that will be on the website will be publicly available, so there should be no issues with that. The political analysis addresses the stakeholders' interests, and we believe, and that addresses the students, the faculty, and the staff. For the schedules, timeline, and resource analysis, we decided that it would take about a semester depending on the resources available to us.
Again, I am Jane Okoye.
And for the fourth segment, management issues, the team configuration and management is a description of the team members' roles in the reporting relationship. The communication plan, it addresses the communication procedures between the management, the students, and the team members. The project standards and procedures addresses the evaluation based on the students' perspective. And other project-specific topics just relates to any other issues related to the project.
Again, I am Jane Okoye. The statement, projects, or the scope. The problem / opportunity, the project objective, the project description, business benefits, project deliverables, and estimated project duration. But we are going to focus on put more enlightenment on problem and opportunity, business benefits.
Once again, I'm Ayo Ojutolayo, and just like my colleague had mentioned, that we're going to focus more on the two highlighted topics, the problem and opportunity, and we cited three main options, which were this will help the accounting department to develop a system for the credentialing information. It also allows students to keep track of the classes they will need for credentialing, and there will also be a database for the credential-seeking employers. Also, there will be benefits from this, which will be, it will help increase the amount of the credential students. It also helps in increasing the awareness of the credentials, increase SBI's brand and reputation in the long run, and also create a link between credential-seeking employers and the students. Okay, in this step, which is the analysis stage, I would leave it to my colleague to talk about the rest.
Okay, now we have our interview outline. Our company interviewed the client, Dr. Aretha Hill, on Tuesday, October 2nd, 2012, online via Illuminate from 8 p.m. to 9:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And our objective was to establish a foundation so we can begin the process of building the system. And just a brief overview of our interview summary, because these were the most pivotal questions that we asked with the client's responses. What system or program is currently in place? And as you know, there's no system or infrastructure or any kind of database or anything of that knowledge that's in place right now, and it's very informal. Secondly was what are specific functions that she would want the system to have, which was basically just for clients to, for the students to have guidance and awareness of the credentials available to them, and also how to obtain those credentials. Next, would you want the system to link to students, accounting firms, and certification institutes? And she responded with yes, because of these students may be looking for answers that a specific professor or someone that's advising them may not have the answer to. So when it's linked to other outlets, they have a wider range of information to receive back, instead of just one specific person that may be a delayed of information because they don't know the answers currently and have to email specific people and get in contact with them. And lastly, would you like to host a continuous chat for the room? And it was basically yes, because this will help the individuals get more of a quicker feedback. So if there's a chat going on and you have someone from that's an alumni that's also seeking to become certified, they can ask that specific individual questions right then and there and get the responses back of what they may need to do, or how should they prepare themselves to be able to sit for this CPA exam.
All right, well, we timelined everything. We went through the initiation, the identifying of the particular problem, the planning, and now with the analysis. But you know how everybody they like pictures, and the data flow diagram is a picture or a visual of the actual system. Sorry about that. I am Shandon Crawford. As you see here, we're starting at the context level, and the context level gives a general overview of the system. So you have the end users, which are the students and the professors, which they're sending a request or an inquiry about a particular credential to the system, which we call the CTS for the credential tracking system. The request then goes to IT support, which IT support will send a solution back into the CTS, and that solution would then go back to the end user. All right, going to the next level is level 0, which is a more detailed level, but it gives more processes and gives, once again, more detail, meaning identifying more processes and giving more data flow and more sources. And leading from that, you go to levels 1, 2, and 3. Well, level 1, it specifies all work assignments of the entire project. Level 2 determines all tasks for each work assignment. And then level 3 is the subtask of level 2. And as you can see, it goes into more detail. So you have level 1, the computer system itself, which is the CTS. Then it leads you to level 2, and then level 3, once again, gives more detail.
Okay, the structuring system logic requirement, structured English. Just like my colleagues had mentioned about the interviews and getting out about the certification, we started with the process 1, which was administering of the questions and the interview. And then we selected the participant for this interview and we administered it. Process 2 was more dealing with how we analyze the questionnaire. We sort out the results from the questionnaire or the interviews and then review it. Step 3 was we select a plan of action. We budget funds, which we didn't have any. And then we shop for software and technology and select the appropriate software. And then step 4 was the implementation, whereby we purchase a new system.
Structuring the system data requirements, and overall one of those is the entity relationship model, which is a logical representation of data for an organization. What we have here is 2 examples of entity relationship diagram, which is a graphical representation of the entity relationship model. In this first example here, we have what we call 2 entities, which is represented by the 2 squares. The squares, those rectangular squares, represent that they're strong entities. And what we have the line that connects them is the relationship between those 2 entities. And also, if you can see the little crossfoot, that's what they call them, between the connected to the 2 entities. The crossfoot means that it's a many-to-many relationship. What that means is a student can be taking many courses, and in the course, and then when that course can have many students in that course. And also, as you see a little slash in example 1, which means that it's mandatory for a student to have 1 course, which means that if a student is not in a class that doesn't have a course, he's not really a student. Then to our second example of our ER diagram, we have which more kind of fits our project for the CTS, what we call it, is where we're a trinary relationship. That's where we connect the school, the student, and the credentialing body. And as you can see, it's going to be 1 school, but you can see like the relationship between the school and the student, as there's no crossfoot to the school, because it's only going to be because the student can only have like 1 school, but the school can have many students. And same thing with the credentialing body to the school. There can be many requirements that the credentialing body has that is going to give information to the school. And then connecting the student to the credentialing body is also a many-to-many relationship, because the student may want to have get information for many credentialing body requirements or information that they may be seeking. And that goes, this is going to lead us, after we have this data, this is going to lead us to our design.
All right, this is the meat of the presentation everybody's been waiting on, the demo. We must let you know first, we have limited IT help. So of course you'll go to the FAMU website, famu.edu. You'll click on schools. Of course it'll be SBI because that's our client. You go to student services. Once you click on student services, you scroll on down. You see right under curriculum requirements, you have curriculum requirements. You have credentials. Click on credentials. It leads you to a list of particular credentials that you could possibly get. In the case of our demo, we're going to focus on the CPA. So you click on CPA. It gives you a quick definition of what a CPA is, the different goals, the different focus of the CPA, and tells you the effective dates of the particular credential. Once you read all that, it has the guidelines. You'll click on a state. We once again, limited IT support. So you click on a state, it gives you the guideline of that particular state. In this particular example, this state says you have to have a bachelor's degree, 24 semester units in accounting, 24 units in business related courses, all so you can sit for the CPA. So once you get all that established, in the case of this student right here, John Doe, the student went in, typed in all of their courses that they took at FAM so far. This particular student is a sophomore, and as you see, they wanted to sit for the CPA. But as of right now, with the courses that they took, they're only sitting at 30% eligibility. So once they can get to 100, they can then sit for the CPA. So it's just a quick tracking device for the students so they can at least timeline when they can possibly take the CPA.
Backup system, because we know sometimes systems fail and sometimes we may not be able to actually do the system. But so for our backup system, we actually want to do the certification tracking system, CTS, on Blackboard. We actually want to set it up as a course, as like you go register for your courses and you go to Blackboard to get information for your teacher when you may take your test. Same thing with, same idea over here, except you're going to ask a CTS course and where you may be getting information about whatever certification that it may be. So say it may be the CPA exam, if you're looking for it be a CPA course where you can go log on, you'll be getting information as for like, say if someone's coming to forum to talk about, if Becker was here to come speak, you can go make sure that you're there so you can actually come and learn information. And also we have other tools and things, and also be able to send out emails through the Blackboard announcements to update the subscribers and students to whatever course or credential course they sign up for.
All right, and that concludes our presentation. We'd like to entertain any type of questions.